Greetings and welcome to this episode of the Loveseat Therapist. Thank you so much for coming by and stopping by for a visit. I love seeing you guys. Every time you come by to visit, it makes my heart happy. It really does. It really does. You are amazing. Thank you so much for all of your love and support and encouragement on the channel. You're amazing. All right. If nobody's told you that today, you can't say that anymore because I just told you. So you are amazing. So in today's Loveseat Therapist episode, we are going to be looking at how our mind, ego, our identity of self, how we can get that in the wrong place in different areas in our lives and really change the entire picture just by putting ourselves in the wrong spot. Putting you, putting us, our ego, in the wrong spot. And full disclaimer, as always, I am not a medical doctor. I am not a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist or anything like that. I'm just a random person on the internet who is sharing personal stories of achievement and overcoming obstacles in my own personal life. And I know from hearing from you guys that others are going through very similar kinds of things. And this is a timeless video. So whenever you come across this message, you had some question, you were wrestling with something in regards to ego and identity, and then you found this video. So thank you so much for coming by. Have a seat. Sit back, relax. Get your tea, your coffee, or whatever, and let's just take a look at how putting ourselves, our egos, into the wrong space can really make a huge difference. So the first thing we're going to look at is how a lot of times when things are running just fine, we have our little systems in place. We do things involving how we get ready for work, how we get ready for our partner, how we get ready for our children. And we have these systems that can and usually do run just fine. They are working just fine. Everything works just fine. But I'll tell you what, you get ego in the middle of a situation where you put your I in the wrong place and you'll ruin everything. You will ruin everything. And I know for myself personally, this has happened so many times. Things are going just fine. And then I get in the middle of it because, I don't know, maybe I think that I have a better idea. I have a better suggestion. And that may very well be the case. But if it's a matter of wanting to get attention, wanting to get recognition, wanting to get something that is really ego driven, ego oriented, it's going to ruin everything. It really will. So getting I in the wrong place when things are running just fine is not helpful, right? Let's look at another example. Our marital relationships. I have had, I can't tell you how many times I do work as a typist, we'll say. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen a place where I gets in the wrong place of the word marital. Our marriages it's not just a marriage, okay, but specifically marriage, because that's a contract between two people. It's the only legally binding contract on the planet that doesn't have a termination clause, unless you count for the death do us part thing, and we don't have to go into that. But this is an important contract, and if it's not a marriage per se, you do have marital obligations in terms of your partner, in terms of your children, in terms of your work, in terms of where you live. You have contracts and obligations all over the place. And getting I in the wrong place turns things martial, turns things into war, turns things into argument, because now you have a battle of the egos. Now you have the battle of the I in the wrong place in any kind of contractual relationship is going to do nothing but create chaos. Martial weapons. We're looking for defense for ourselves, and we'll go and attack other people or other situations. Getting ego in the middle of a contract is a really bad idea. So try to step out if you start feeling like your identity has become too much a part of a relationship, whether it's with a marriage partner, whether it's with your children or at work. Stepping back and taking the ego out of that relationship, you will see that things become less chaotic. They become less confrontational, right? So, excellent way to think of it. Getting I out of the way will remove the martial and turn it back into marital. This is one of my favorite examples. We are allowed to feel bad. We have every right. When things aren't going well, we can feel grief, we can feel pain, we can feel sorrow, we can feel bitterness, we can feel anger. All of those feelings are justified and they're warranted on a particular situation. Something has happened that has made you feel crushed, all right? But we know when we describe, pigs wallowing in the mud, people wallowing in their pain, people wallowing in their guilt, all right? If you are finding yourself spending entirely too much time in that pain, in that suffering, and you're not actually getting out of it. There's one of my favorite sayings: if you're going through hell, don't stop. Right? We want to get out of there. We want to get out of there. But how do we get out of wallowing in our pain? Wallowing, because, for me personally, if I'm not feeling well, if I'm sick, I've got a cold. Aren't they the worst? Aren't colds just the worst? Head colds, where you just feel miserable. It seems like it would take so much effort, like you're climbing a mountain and it's raining and there's no trails, and there's no trail. It's just slippery mud and it's icy and you're cold and you're wet and you're just miserable, and it feels like you're just trying to climb up this mountain when you're in the middle of a situation where you're just feeling like shit. I said that. Yes. Just consider taking that double you out of that. Remove your ego, remove your identity from that situation. You can look at it and say, my body has a cold, my body doesn't feel well, but that doesn't have to mean that my soul, my spirit, my being has to feel sick, has to feel unwell, has to feel dis-ease. As soon as we get that you energy, that you identity, that ego out of that, and simply allow the situation, allow your body to heal, allow the situation to heal. Identify how you're feeling. I feel betrayed. I feel abandoned. I feel neglected. I feel unheard. Whatever it is, it's perfectly acceptable. Identify that and sit with it. Just allow it. Don't wallow in it. Get that double you out of there and simply allow. You will find it's going to move. It'll change. The bitterness becomes maybe sorrow. The anger perhaps becomes regret. Those are transitions on the way to getting out of there. Just like a cold will transition. It moves, for me personally, it moves out of my head into my chest. That's what you're hearing. I'm a little bit under the weather today. I apologize. And thank you for being patient and bearing with me with that. But allowing ourselves to feel something is not the same thing as wallowing. So do understand that if you are spending way too much time feeling sorry for yourself, kick yourself in the butt. You allow yourself to feel it and allow yourself to move on. Now, here's an example of getting I in the right place. We know the power of I am. We have been going through I am formations on this channel. And feel free to check out any of those. I'm not going to link them up. You guys know how to get through YouTube channels. These are on different playlists as well as the timeless general playlist. So anything that you guys are looking for information on, I probably have it somewhere in that library. And if I don't, let me know in the comments what you would like me to look at in terms of Loveseat Therapist or I am formations, and I will love to do that. But let's look at I am. We know the power of taking that ownership. I am strong. I am creative. I am me. And that identity, that is the true identity. That's not ego. That's your higher self, your soul, connecting to you physically in this physical body and becoming incorporated. The power in I am, that expression, I am, it's a form of Aum, which is the universal language of connection to spirit. I am. So please be careful when you say I am, and make sure that whatever follows after it is something that you actually want, right? I am successful. I am happy. When you are feeling sick, when you are feeling down, when you're feeling depressed, just saying, I am a happy person. You don't have to say, I'm happy. I am happy. If it's a lie, your ego is not going to buy it and you're not going to change anything. But you can say, I am a happy person. And that gives you the ability to change how you're feeling. If you are one of those folks that enjoys feeling miserable, you're probably in the wrong spot. I apologize, and I send you nothing but love and encouragement and support, and hope that you are going to get out of there as fast as possible. But for the majority of you guys, I know that you're here because you don't like feeling miserable. You don't like feeling bad. So when you say I am, make sure what's following after that is something you actually want to manifest. I am successful. I am abundant. I am needed. I am helpful, right? All of those things, I guarantee you start saying those, you will notice you stop feeling so sick. You stop feeling so hurt. You stop feeling so angry. And those are all tied to ego. There is no ego in I am. I am is soul to soul. Now, what happens when you when you change the letters, when you transfix, when you transmit that energy? You aim it into the direction that you want to go. You aim it onto your life's path. You aim it onto your soul's purpose. That's where changing that I, putting it in a different place, brings benefit. It's not about ego. It's about love. It's about joy. It's about removing the ego from the picture and simply connecting with heart. That's where you're putting I right in the middle of I am, and expanding it, exploding it. It is a powerful experience, and I encourage and welcome you to share if you feel so led in the comments. If you have gotten any kind of help, encouragement, support from this video, I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. If you didn't already like and subscribe, I always forget to do that. Please do feel free to do that. None of these videos are monetized. This channel's not monetized. It simply helps the YouTube algorithm get the message out for other people. So I am so blessed by you. Thank you so much for coming. Have the most amazing day. And ciao for now.